How the Premier League has been rigged so that only the top 5 clubs can win it. So nowadays, the team that wins the league always comes from the top 5 wage payers. And even then, it's still hard. In the last 8 years, only 2 clubs have won the Premier League. Now, the highest wage payers are Manchester City, and they've won it 6 times in those 8 years. Putting it simply, the higher the wages, the better chance you've got of winning the league. But under PSR rules, you can't just spend your owners' money. Whatever you spend has to come from the shirt sales, the ticket sales, and especially the sponsors. Unlike the way Chelsea and Manchester City did it for the last 20 years. So if you're a club who, say, outside of the top 5 clubs and you want to gain money in order to be able to buy these good players, the quickest way to do that, you'd think, would be getting bigger sponsorships. The issue with that is that you can't just get one of your owners' other companies to sponsor your club for an insane amount of money. You see, every single sponsorship is checked by a panel to make sure that it's fair market value. So for example, if a club like Nottingham Forest got offered a sponsorship deal that would give them as much money as a club like Liverpool, it would be disallowed, because this panel will look at the deal offered. They'll then compare it to the fan base, the global reach of the club, the prior success of the club, and the prior sponsorships given out to other clubs around the same position in the league as that club. Therefore, it is impossible for a mid-table club to ever get the same kind of money as a top club would, and they can't spend their owners' money, remember. This means that the only mega money sponsorship deals go to the top clubs. And remember, the only way you can win titles is by having the best players. The only way you can have the best players is if you've got enough money to pay for the big contracts. And you can't do that if you haven't got the big sponsors and you're not allowed to spend your owners' money. And if you do, by some chance, get lucky and one of the players you bought happens to become a world-class footballer, like, for example, what happened with Newcastle and Alexander Isak, because they've now evolved into a world-class footballer, thanks to your club bringing them on and helping them out, they're now going to want world-class footballer money. And remember, you can't get the big sponsorships unless you go higher up in the league, which you can't do without the money, and round and round and round it fucking goes. The result of all that is you're unable to keep your best players, you lose them to the top clubs, and you can't compete. And that is how the Premier League was rigged. And the irony of it all is all those big 5 clubs who are now in that elite group that no one can break into, at one point or another throughout their club history, all had significant investment from their owners to help them. But now it's not okay. Do me a favour.